All right. So we have another BTM Insight session. In case you are wondering what is our BTM Insight, is basically the idea is to bring some of the top dancers in our community to share their experience with us. But the way we do that, they're going to be sharing two videos with us. The first one is about a video that they don't necessarily like a lot, what they've done in that round, and we're gonna try to learn from it. And then the second one is a video that they do like, and we're also gonna learn about it. And today, as you can see, we have my dear friend, Mr. Jimmy, with us. Jimmy, thanks for being here, bro.
Thank you, thank you. Always a pleasure to be here with the BTM community and with all of you guys, and with you, my friend, of course.
Yes, so yeah, let's just go for it. We're gonna start with the first video straight away, and then
Yeah,
we're gonna get to know more about what we are watching. Okay, so
let's
let's
go.
go. So the first one is with yeah, it's back in, I think it's, yeah, 2019. Uh,
2019.
yes, cool. So it was Jimmy Sam against Nick Green and Lilu. That was an extra round. Let's go for it. Right. So, yeah, I'm curious to know. Yeah, why don't you like this round? Because yeah, for me, it seems like it was a pretty efficient round. So yeah, tell me more.
Okay, I think this round is a little bit, I don't know how to say, it's something that I hate in the moment, the way I felt, and also the process about what I did. I think like this battle, I do everything to win, but for me, I didn't dance well. Like about, I did like too much a battle that about my dance actually. So why I don't like this round, I think there is no point, there is no link between everything happened. It's like little part of different things, like had and add and add and add and had. That's why I love to take this video also because it's to show that it doesn't mean because you're efficient that you like the way you move and what you're gonna do. And this one is exactly what I hate about me now, not what I hate about before because the process. But everything I do is to win, to put point. And maybe the fact that I danced against a b-boy, it was also too much about it. It was not like a good one. It was try to catch a good moment.
I see.
So, for example, if I can change and do better, I will not do it that way. No, not at all. I will more with my body. I was like really bit like stressed, like try to do
Mm,
stuff. I felt as I know that I was thinking about what I'm gonna do during my round. So I don't like this round at all. I don't like this round.
but what is surprising me in what you are saying is the fact that knowing you dance, and especially knowing you dance in battle, because the Jimmy that I know when we are exchanging and the Jimmy who's doing battles is way more strategic. He's trying to be, efficient, like you said, making the point to win, and you are very good at that. Basically you know how to win battles. So now the thing is, the thing is, why at that moment you didn't necessarily like this when usually is the approach that you do to win.
I think because there is two things I think. Is like the reflex that you have. Like for me, it's not exciting anymore to do anything to win because I already did for more than 10 years now. Like it's like use the same pattern that you use when you are 20 and now I'm 35, 36, like why is the point? Where is the point? And artistically, I don't feel myself anymore to this. Like I think like with the experience that I got, it's better to show like a different aspect of my dance and also to link between the dance, Jimmy's during the practice and Jimmy during a battle. Because now it's not to win anymore, it's to be myself. So now is my challenge to be me. That's why I don't like this round because it's a past pattern that I did, like Jimmy to do battle to win. Because my goal is not to win anymore. And after this battle, actually, I stopped to do battle for a while because I
Mm,
don't find myself in the right position. Like I felt like I act like I'm good. I act that I'm strong, not I am strong.
I see. Mm. So
So, yeah,
yeah, it's true. Now that I think about it, you said that you stopped, but it's yeah, it's true because from 2019, then you came back doing battle in 2023, I
yeah,
believe. Yeah.
yeah,
So during
23,
that time,
24.
so yes, we had COVID, in between, but yeah, you had a pretty long break because even after the lockdown and all of that, you didn't do anything. And I was thinking
Mm.
it's because you were working on your current project, EPO, so you were more focused on that and all of that. But now that you are also telling us that it was it mainly because of the battle, or you were thinking and considering stopping, doing battle for a moment?
I think this battle it was like um, a little bit of both. Now I was thinking like, yeah, soon because I get older, like yeah, I have to let the kids come after me and everything. But it's different to think about it than to actually do.
Mm, mm, mm.
And this battle like really pushed me. It was like the sign, like, oh my God, I don't want to do battle. I don't, I don't want to show this kind of type of dance. I don't want to be this. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. But if I dance to win, nah. For me, is like the way I see is like the battle is bigger than me because I do everything to be accepted to the battle. It's
I
not like
see.
I dance and whatever where I go is gonna be is still be gonna be me and what I choose to do. And this type was this extra round against B-Boy Neguin and Lilu. I was like, I have to win, have to pass, have to be through. So the um, the goal of the battle was bigger than my perspective and where I feel about them.
Yeah.
Like for example,
Yeah.
when I listen now the song, for me the song is very slow. Boom, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's very slow. But in the moment, it was so fast, like, like very.
Yeah, bro. I see what you mean. Okay. All right. So actually, I've got a question in mind, but I think I'm gonna ask it after we watch, the second video,
Yeah,
because because I want to talk about, the transition between you dancing, back in 2019 and now.
yeah,
But let's watch,
yeah.
that new video and then we can go for it. All right. So this one is Jimmy, yeah, against Icy in the final Summer Dance 2023. So that's very
Extra round,
recent. Oh yeah,
extra
okay,
round.
yeah. That's an extra round as well. Yeah, for sure. You had plenty of extra round with this one. All right, let's go for it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a different vibe for sure.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah, so tell me more about this one. Then I will
This
ask the question later.
this one I really love this one because I felt like it was a practice. Like I felt like in my room. And also that time, this moment, I win against the battle. Because now you see my round, but I see it like a round like crazy, like go on the floor, bah, 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 bah. And me, I decide to not to take my time, but because the music has me to take my time. Like I feel the atmosphere of the music like very plainy, very cloudy. So I take the time like, oh, the music give me this vibe, and I'm gonna go this vibe. Whatever, like the crowd asked me, everybody was expect to do something crazy to make people scream and stuff like this. Is also an extra round. And I can like, for example, I can do the exact same thing that I did in the round before, like do like ba 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 ba, and to stop like this on the music, make people scream or do like some good visual stuff. No, I stay like take my time, like because the music has me to do it. So I was really connected with the music, and I did what I want to do. That the event and the situation make me move in a certain way because this situation in this certain way is the extra round, is a main battle, is a big battle. So you have to win and everything and everything. So I love this one because my approach is really, really what I want to do and what I regret in the 2019.
Mm. Look, so I'd like to know more about this because basically when I saw you, coming back to battles in 2023, there's one thing that I noticed. It was not like you didn't necessarily change, in terms of movement that much, in terms of
No.
technique not that much, and in terms of your way of hitting the beat to make points in battles and things like this didn't necessarily change, but
Mm,
for some reason I felt like there is you were doing all of it, but with way more power than force. And before it was more like, okay, let me get it, okay, let me do it right and everything. But now it was way more like, effortlessly, that you were doing this.
mm.
And I'm just wondering, how did you manage to get to the point where you are doing the exact same approach, but with way more, way more ease? So yeah, can you give me
Yeah,
more details about that?
I think like the main point is like to trust myself because before I think I was trust the movement. So that's why I use a lot of strongness, like very tense. I was very tense because I believe in the in the movement more than myself. Now I think like it's not even about the movement and everything. If you saw the video, you're gonna say, "Oh, it looks pretty the same." But my feeling is the way I am, and the relationship with my body and myself is completely different. It is now, Jimmy, you can let you go. Like I
Mm.
don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe it's gonna be the same step. I'm not scared to repeat, for example. In the step, I don't do so much movement. Like it's not about the movement, but my approach is the way I am is like confident enough to trust myself and to trust the process. And that's why I love this round because when I first time I saw it, I was like, wow. It's like everybody was screaming, ah, yeah, make everybody quiet
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because I decided to. And it was more than my mood and my aura that my movement.
Yeah, yeah. So, so, but is it something that you took the time to practice? And if yes, what was your approach to kind of get to that feeling, tap to that feeling?
I think it's really, for me, it was really about like conversation with myself. Like I talk a lot with myself. And the question was why? Why I dance to win? Why? What I want at the end of the day? What I want to win? Or when I have to have a good picture of myself? So
Mm.
why? Why? I want. Why? And I understand that everything, it was about one thing, about my ego. Because I want my ego to feed my ego, it was to win a battle. And I understand that winning is not the main point for me. So I have to put, when I do battle, I put my ego away. Because if I put my ego, I'm not going to do battle anymore. Because I have more to lose than to win, like in a better way. Like, I mean, because now people know me a little bit, I prove already. So now if I lose against a kid or something like this, it's better I have more to lose than to win. You understand? If I
Yeah,
win,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
normal.
yeah.
If I lose, it's the event. But the fact that I put my ego away, that it was really like artistic approach, like how I'm going to take the music, how I'm going to use this, how I'm going to respond to this, how I'm going to interpret the music, how I'm going to repeat the movement, how I can play with the music, how I can play with the crowd, how I can play with the judge, how I can, everything like is like what I want. I want to have a good moment. So now my main point is to have a good moment. That's it. And if
Yeah,
I practice, it's just like maybe I'm gonna show it, maybe not, but it's not only about to have a good moment in the moment.
yeah,
So it was really a big conversation with myself and find out why I'm still in that cycle that I want to win. I do everything to win. I want to show that I'm strong.
yeah. Okay, so you know, there is a difference between making the decision to do this and doing it. Yeah, yeah, because it sounds good, right? But you might think like this, and then the moment you go to do it, and then it's another story, and then you go back again to your own pattern, to your usual pattern. Now, knowing you, um, I know that you were able already, even back in 2019, to take your time and be with the music, be with yourself, and all of that, right? But you made the decision to be more efficient in battle, and you would, show another version of yourself in battles.
Mm,
Now, when you made the decision to say, okay, no, now I'm gonna be dancing for myself, and I want to see, I want to beat the battle, and not let the battle get bigger than myself.
yeah.
So that's one thing. But can you give me more details about making that decision and execute it? Because what I
Mm,
found pretty interesting about you, and I'm wondering, is it because you've got so much experience in battle that you were able to make the switch like that? Because the switch, for me, came almost instantly, right? It's
mm.
almost like you made the decision, and then the next time you do a battle, we can already see the difference. So now the question is it because of experience that you were able to do that, or because you had the time to really kind of let your body get out of battle for a moment, and then when you came back, it was easier for you to implement?
I think it's a little bit a mix of both, but it's true. Like I think the experience that I got helped me a lot because you know me, like battle it was never a problem for me. Like
Yeah,
battle, I
since day
was
one.
always since day one is never I had problem in battle. My problem is not the battle, like I mean the result, like to go to final or to win. It's never about this. Like this, it was never a problem for me. I always figured out a way to do something in a battle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I don't know where it's come from, but I always find a way to do something in a battle. But it's also like the switch. I'm still in process right now, to be honest with you, because I do also other battle after this, and sometimes I come back to it to the 2019. Still now,
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Okay.
like for example, like if I did 2 weeks after I do Flavorama, and during Flavorama I do one round against Kyoka in Maika. It was really bad, really, really, really bad. And instantly, the next round, Jimmy 2019 come back.
Mm.
Because I was like, oh, I'm going to lose. And my ego, come back. Hey, dren, 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 dren.
Yeah. Yeah, now
Yeah,
we talk. Now we talk. Yeah.
It's always a process. Like it's never end because like it's hard to deal with it. For me, it's so hard. Like to choose to decide, like to be really focused about. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. I get it, but I choose like this. I lose, it's okay. But every time I'm in battle, sometimes beam is come back, switch up, and my ego come back again, and Jimmy 2019 come back. And it's a balance, you
Mm.
know. It's not like now I arrive in my final point. It's like sometimes I have to go back a little bit. So now, for example, now I'm in a time that I want to do other movement. Not because I want to win, but because I want to surprise myself to do other movement because I'm able to create more. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just about creativity. It's not about to become stronger. Like it's creative challenge with myself. I want to change the way I use my arms. I want to change. Like the way sometimes you say, "Oh, I want to change my style of outfit. I don't want to
Yeah,
change my
yeah.
style of use my body." But it's not to show that I'm better. It's like artistically wise. But I'm sure that when I'm gonna come back to battle, it's gonna be a conflict between my old movement and my new way to move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Even if
yeah,
I decide to do the new way.
yeah.
Because
Okay.
of course you can choose to do whatever you want, but in the moment, sometimes it's hard to take it as a habit that you get for all your life.
Mm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I can definitely relate to this a lot, because yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, it's sometimes you have to make the decision to take the longer road, you know, and most of the time we're not willing, to do the longer road, especially when
No,
we think, battle, because battle at the end of the day there is a result at the end, so it's much more difficult, to take the longer road. And now it seems like the interesting the thing about, your journey is that you decided from the get go, okay, I understand that game. I know how to play it. I'm going to play it. And you played it well for quite some time. And now you're like, okay, no, it's enough. Now I'm going to play another game in that game. So that's what
exactly.
I admire, with you, because I think in you, that is probably you who've been doing that at that level, so well, you know. And yeah, this is one of the things that I always, get inspired just by, watching you doing you, basically, because there is
Mm.
another version of you that we know that maybe, the audience doesn't necessarily know
No,
that much.
no.
And that's why I'm like, this guy is fooling everybody right now. Because you know so that's what is interesting. On the other hand, the reason why I get inspired from this is because I'm the opposite of you. Like, I'm more
Yeah,
like, hey, me from the get-go, I want to do whatever I want to do. Even if I lose, I don't care. I just want to do whatever I want to do. But then I also know that most of the time I will not get where I will not get, like, the quote unquote positive results. You see what I mean?
mm,
Because
mm,
I'm not necessarily very good at playing certain games in battles. You see what I mean?
mm.
So for me, that's also an inspiration to see you being able to wear several caps. When you
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in battle. Yeah, man.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. But sometimes it's too much, man. Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, but yeah, sometimes it's too much. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, for me, it's definitely this. So that's why sometimes if people ask me advice, it's really hard. Like the next question I have is, what do you want?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
What do
mm-hmm.
you want?
Yeah.
Because I can give you like is which cap I gonna use to give you advice. What which experience I have I gonna give you advice. So for example, if it's about battle, like really battle, like to figure it out how you can be really strong in battle, it's a different way. Maybe if you want to be efficient, you want to win many battles, it can be a. But I'm gonna tell you how you can get it too. but also the consequences.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
there is consequences to do this. You know, when I like my big journey is also when I start to do theater, when I have a solo for 5 minutes or stuff like this. And normally I should be efficient in 1 minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
yeah.
see? So there is consequences to this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
become
that's why
harder
some
because it's a different type of
exactly.
words.
That's why,
Yeah,
for example, every time when I saw Marvin,
yeah,
Mar
yeah.
20, when every time I saw him like come back and do battle, and I know the feeling that when you dance longer 1 hour and when you come back to battle it's 1 minute. Oh my God, it's like another universe.
Yeah.
It's not because
Mm.
you're like people say, oh, I prefer him before because before he was able to play that game. And now when you change the game and you come back to this game, it's so hard to play two balls.
Yeah. To switch. Yeah.
Exactly. And sometimes there is so many dancers that you know that they become so much better after, but they're not less efficient in battle.
Yeah, yeah. It's true. They keep on progressing as a freestyle dancer, but not necessarily as a battler. And
Exactly.
people usually don't make the difference between both.
They don't make the difference
Because
between
for
two.
them, if you're not winning in battles, so that's when you're not good enough as a freestyle dancer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's totally opposite because, like, for example, you remember when we practice? Sometimes when you are in a good mood, you can dance like 5 minutes straight away, finish a song, boom, and you have a point of feeling so high. So you want to reach that point every time when you practice. And when you come back to battle, it's the same but 1 minute. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Mm. Yeah.
So you become so much a better dancer, but at the same time you become less efficient in battle.
I like the fact that you're saying, what do you want? And also know the consequences.
Consequences.
Yeah, that's uh, that's very important because once again, I think it's good also to be aware of the consequences because based on that, you will truly know if it's the path that I want to take or not. Yeah,
Exactly.
good. Very informative, bro. I like that. Yeah, we had a really good time, talking about this, and we could go more, but we will do another session, and but for now, before we go, Jimmy, is there anything that you would like to add, to that conversation?
Yeah, I think it's so nice that we can share. What I love, the question is like, what do you prefer the most, and the other one that you want to do better, because it's about me. It's not about what the people perceive, like perception of other people. Because I can make the choice to choose a famous round. Maybe I can choose to do this one, for example, like to talk about it, but it was not interesting because it was also nice, but it was another things, but it was not my favorite moment as me that I would prefer. But what I want to show is a other round, like when the music starts. And this one for me is reflect not my dance but my approach right now. So the only thing I want to add is like, hey, try your best to be more closer to you than to the people. It's not because people scream that it's good round.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Very good. Not because people scream that is a good round. So I think it's a good way to finish that conversation. So
Mm.
thank you, Jimmy. For being with me once again,
Always.
and thank you guys. For watching. I hope you got value from it, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Take care.